Give it up for Tracy Beckerman.
Hello. Everybody having a good time? I'm loving being in Dayton because it's a really nice change of pace from where I live. In case you didn't know, I'm actually from New Jersey. You could probably tell from my big hair. I'm actually not from New Jersey. My husband's from New Jersey. He just convinced me to move there because he said if we move to New Jersey, his parents will help us with the kids. Well, I had told him I wasn't going to gain any weight after we got married, so I guess we're even. So a couple weeks after we moved to New Jersey, I'm driving the kids to school and I'm on my way home and I get pulled over by a cop. And it really wasn't my fault because when we lived in New York City, we thought red lights were optional. So he pulls me over and we're having a nice little chat. And all of a sudden he notices that there's something stuck in the hood of my sweatshirt. And I think, okay, I just pulled it out of the dryer. I must have some kind of static cling issues. So he's very nice. He reaches over, he pulls it out, and he's standing there holding a pair of black thong underwear. My black thong underwear. So what do you say when there's a cop standing there holding a pair of your black thong underwear? I just said the first thing that popped into my head. I reached out and I grabbed it and I said, oh, those are my husband's. They really love my husband in our town now. So moving to New Jersey was really a challenge for me because clearly I don't fit in. And I realized this the first time I go to the mall. So I'm at the mall and I'm in the dressing room trying on a pair of jeans. And I hear these two women in the dressing room next to me, and they're talking, and one of them says, oh, my God, your butt looks so good in those jeans. You have to buy them. And the other one says, I am going to buy them, and I'm going to wear them tonight when I go see Avatar. And I'm like, Avatar! There's an R in it! Silence. Then I hear one of them say, what's with her? And the other one says, I don't know. I think she's having a seizure. And I'm like, seizure! There's an R in it! People in New Jersey definitely do things a little bit differently. These accents, and we have the big hair and everything. So there's this thing going on in New Jersey, this new trend in baby naming. And I don't know if this is happening anywhere else in the country, but in New Jersey, people are now naming their kids after the places where they were conceived, right? This is true. So I have this one friend, they named their kid Paris, okay? And another couple I know who named their son London. This would not have worked for my husband and I. If we had done this, my son would have been named Harrah's Resort and Casino. And my daughter would be called Backseat of the Car. Now, can you imagine if everybody started doing this? You have, like, a teacher in the elementary school, she'd be reading roll call, and she'd be like, okay, bearskin rug, here, Motel 6, here, airplane lavatory, airplane lavatory. I'm sorry, has anybody seen Airplane Lavatory? And one of the kids would be like, Mrs. Smith, I think he went to the bathroom with low Cineplex 5. That's how we roll in New Jersey. We didn't want to do that to our kids. We gave them nice, normal names because we did not want them to get beat up in school every day. Like my friend Sherry, who named her daughter Shanda, and their last name is Lear. Yeah, I know. That's really unfortunate, isn't it? So I love my kids, but I really hated being pregnant. There are a lot of women who are like really cute pregnant women, and I was not one of them. First of all, I gained a ton of weight. It was huge. A lot of these women who look like, they're really cute. They look like they just swallowed a basketball. I look like I swallowed the whole basketball team. And the other problem was I was really sick the whole time I was pregnant. I was really nauseous the whole time. I felt horrible. I was this big, fat, pukey pregnant woman, and I'm so miserable. And finally my mother-in-law comes to me and she says, oh, honey, I know you feel really horrible, but you get this wonderful gift at the end. And I'm like, yeah, hemorrhoids. So a couple of years ago, I finally managed to lose the baby weight, and I'm feeling pretty good about myself. And then one morning, I'm in the bathroom getting ready before I take the kids to school, and I hear them talking out in the hallway. And my son says, where's Mom? We're going to be late for school. And my daughter says, well, she's in the bathroom getting ready. He says, well, what's she doing? She says, she's putting on her makeup. He says, well, why does she have to wear makeup? She says, to cover her zits and wrinkles. He goes, okay, well then will she be ready? And she says, well no, then she has to blow dry her hair. I had longer hair then. And he said, oh, well why does she have to blow dry her hair? And he says, because it's dull and lifeless. I'm like, hello, I can hear you. So a couple weeks later, I take my daughter to the supermarket, and we're waiting at the checkout line, and she looks over, you know, they have all those trashy tabloid magazines next to the checkout line. And she looks at one of these magazines, and she says, oh, Mom, you look just like the movie stars on the cover of this magazine. And I'm like, oh, she really does think I'm beautiful. That's so nice. So I take a closer look at this magazine to see what she's talking about. And plastered across the cover of this magazine are pictures of butts. And the headline says, stars with cellulite. This is why we have kids, to very slowly eradicate any vestiges of self-esteem we ever had. So, you know, speaking of cellulite, I don't even know why they call it cellulite, because there is like nothing light about it. It's like they should call it cellulite or cellulard, or the more accurately termed Celia cottage cheese butt from the Black Lagoon. So I have this friend who's a size 000. I mean, she's tiny. She's had 5 kids, so I hate her, of course. And she's always complaining about this imaginary cellulite that she has. It's very annoying. So one day we're hanging out in our bathing suits like we always do in New Jersey. And she starts in. She says, oh, my God. Would you look at the cellulite on my thighs? They're like the size of moon craters. And I'm like, crater, there's an R in it. Thank you very much.